Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is VirtualNunchucks. Welcome to the channel. I'm so glad to be back. We'll talk about why I was gone next. In the next video. But we're going to talk about Maneater, the review on PS4. That's right. We finally got this done. So happy. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and ugly of this game, and there's quite a lot to talk about. So let's get started. First of all, let's talk about the good. Okay, the good. Chris Parnell in this game as the narrator of the reality television show known as Maneater for Port Clovis is good. He's funny, he's hilarious, and providing the semi-professional voice as well as dry humor for this game is incredible. Thank you very much. It's amazing that they got him. The voice acting in this game, whether it's Scaly Pete, the main bad guy, or the surrounding characters around Scaly Pete, our antagonist for the game, is the voice acting is pretty good. Not gonna lie, some of the writing is just corny, off the wall, crazy stuff, but they deliver it so well that it fits. It's great. Uh, the good, in my opinion, the good is humor. Okay, this game does not take itself too seriously at all, um, in the slightest. It is over the top, crazy, stupid humor. You can hop down the road as a shark in one of the neighborhoods, one of the biomes of this game, and just chomp people walking down the sidewalk, minding their own business. You can hop on a golf course, take out people. You can hop on a beach, take out people, or you can just jump on a boat or knock people off their floaties and eat people and eat sharks and eat fish and whales and all kind of crazy stuff. And if and it's just ludicrous fun. Okay, so from the standpoint, that's the good for me. If the gameplay loop, which consists of go here, eat this many humans, go here, eat this many fish, go here, eat this many whatever, then and then go back and do it again later, take out a apex predator, and then go attack, uh, shark bounty hunters. Then if that's not something that you want to do, then you may not like it. I'm gonna be straight up. If that's a gameplay loop that will bore you to tears, uh, you may not like this game. That's just. But to me, it's good, and the reason it's good is because between the combination of the reality TV show aspect and following the shark and narrating what the shark's doing, what the people are doing in the story, uh, commenting on your actions, whether it's eating people, eating sharks, or whatever the case may be, commenting on your actions makes it worthwhile. Going around and collecting things like the license plates or the different landmarks around the different areas that you can explore, and the backgrounds behind those landmarks, or the stupid little one-liners that Chris Parnell has for those landmarks. Um, you know, it makes it interesting. Okay, now that I found that one, I want to go find the next one because what kind of crazy stuff did they put in this game? And to me, that was interesting. It was funny. It was entertaining. So I continued to do it. Um, the music in this game, that's one of the other good things. It kind of reminds me of Jaws, uh, from this aspect. Okay, not the theme or anything like that. But if you remember when Jaws was released, and when you watch Jaws, I want you to just go back, if you haven't watched it in a while, and take a minute and actually watch it and pay attention to the fact that for most of the movie, there is no music. Okay, the only time you get music is when there's an emotional moment, like with Sheriff Brody and his family, or when the shark attacks people or whatever. That's really the only time that you have music in that game. There's no, there's a few emotional things, but the music is very sporadic in that movie, and that's the same thing here. They have made the ambient noise, whether it's whale song or the different noises that you hear in the ocean, whether it's boats above your head or animals in the ocean or like I said, whale song. It makes it eerie. It makes it somewhat alien sometimes, but it's also at the same time kind of pretty the way they worked it out. But when you do have those musical moments, like the theme song at the opening of the game, or when a predator attacks you, and you have that dramatic swell of music and everything while you're fighting, the different predators that will attack you in the game, that actually has weight to it. It has the emotional impact uh, the thrill, I guess, if you will, that I think they intended. Now, it doesn't always work. It doesn't always work. For example, dramatic swells might happen. Here you are, a level 30 shark. You've gone through everything. You're now a mega shark, and then you might have a dramatic swell where a muskie attacks you because at the beginning of the game you're a level 1 shark, and muskies are actually dangerous. So you get that swell, and you turn around, and you realize there's somebody there that could probably kill you. Whereas when you're level 30 and a muskie shows up and you get that swell, in the back of your head you might be thinking, "Oh crap, it's a sperm whale or it's an orca or something like that, and it's going to kill me." And you turn around and it's something you could practically swallow whole. So it's just there's a couple of hit and miss things there. What about the other good things? Like I said, going around and knocking people out of the boats, and just the stupid humor in this game. That's just fun to me. I mean, just doing things like that is so fun to me. I mean, just seeing how many humans I can get away with eating before bounty hunters come to get me, or how many bounty hunters I can take out before I get killed, and how many boats can I destroy and stuff like that. The premise of the game is eat, grow, evolve. That's actually what the back of the box says when you get it. You eat things, you grow as a shark to this big, massive, huge shark, and then, of course, you evolve. And the evolutions, I think, are what make this game and the gameplay loop that you continually are in passable, because you can be a mutant shark. You can go through the game as a bull shark the entire time if you want to, but you have the ability to evolve your shark into a shark with bone encased fins that can shred boats in record time. Your whole body can be bone if you do enough things. Collect enough collectibles or achieve enough infamy status or whatever, and get different body parts. Like, for example, the bony fins, or you can get electromagnetic, bioelectrical is what I meant to say. Shark fins and teeth and stuff, and each particular adaptation, if you will, can be mixed and matched. So if you want bioelectrical teeth to stun your enemies, but you also want bone fins to shred boats and things like that, you can do that. If you want all bioelectric body parts, you can do that. And the cool thing about it is for each evolution that you have, whether it's bones, the shadow evolution, which is something completely different, and the bioelectric evolution, you get perks for having the complete set. For example, if you are a complete bone shark, then you get a adaptation that allows you to basically ram boats at ridiculous speeds and take very little damage and shred boats very, very quickly. If you're a bioelectric shark and you have all of the body parts associated with that shark, you can basically trigger an adaptation that allows you to evade very, very quickly and turn into a lightning bolt and take no damage for as long as you're evading bullets or sharks or whatever the case may be. You'll take no damage, and you actually shock the people around you with that adaptation. So, or the animals or whatever the case may be around you. So, and stun them, and that helps. So it's kind of crazy the amount of customization that you can have. You can mix and match, so it makes it interesting. So if you're having trouble with an orca, for example, like I do, I hate them. then you can maybe adapt your shark with different evolutions. So, I mean, if you have a different play style, you can mix and match, and it's pretty cool. There's always that. And then, of course, I don't know, the scenery is when the okay, we'll get into that too, but when the game is running as it should, uh, it's gorgeous. Okay, whether it's in the open ocean, or if it's just above the ocean or whatever, the ocean itself and the scenery is gorgeous when it's running the right way. Um, so let's get into some of the bad, okay, about this game. No, I gotta get onto my puppy. No, okay, there we go. Um, but there's all kinds of things. Like, for example, let's talk about some of the bad. All right, there's no lock-on system for this game, so you can target things by a soft lock-on, whether it's prey or predators or no or whatever, and that's cool. That's awesome. But you can't hard lock onto them, so you can't actually target lock. And here's why that's bad. Because if you're in the middle of a fight with an apex predator like an alligator or a orca, okay, then if they move past your camera view, you lose them, and you have to turn your head or turn the camera, and then hopefully line up your shark so that you can attack them or move out of the way or whatever. And you can't keep track of them, so it makes combat sometimes a little difficult when you're trying to beat things that are difficult, like the hunter boats or the apex predators that move extremely fast, and you have to keep uh, one eye on them all the time. It would be easier if they just locked on to let you lock on to certain things. The soft lock, while it is active, does allow you to lunge at that person as long as you have the bracket around them. You can lunge at the person or the fish or whatever, and it does help some. But I think a lock-on system, a permanent lock-on system, or a toggle of some kind would have been better, especially for somebody like me who has a disability, who has issues just doing uh, simple movements sometimes with my characters in games. Having a lock-on system does help. So I think that would have helped a lot. Speaking of which, there is no difficulty level whatsoever in this game. You play it, they have a set difficulty level, and that's it. There is no easy, normal, or hard. And in some cases, I understand that. It's not a very difficult game. It's basically you see how fast you can chomp down on something, or evade getting hit, and I get that, and it's fine. But I give you an example where it got ridiculously hard. The orcas for me. I kept telling you. I've mentioned them 100 times, and the reason being is because to me they're ridiculously hard. They're fast. Uh, their attack patterns are nothing like the rest of the game, so it's kind of weird. They have the ability to basically move so fast and then thrash you around and then just basically bite you in half, and you're done. And they're hard, and it's it's one of those things where if I could adjust the difficulty level, sometimes I think I would right there, for especially for the orcas, because they're just mean. It's nothing like Shamu, man. It's just mean. Um, and so I wish there was a way to adjust the difficulty level in some things, because the difficulty spikes in this game depending on where you are in the game and how far along you are in the game. Can be a real challenge, if not annoying, if nothing else. So that's an issue. Um, there were a lot of frame rate issues. And some of these, before I continue though, some of these issues that I'm talking about have been resolved via a patch that they rolled out here recently. So you may not experience these like I did, but We had frame rate issues where my shark at one point actually froze in midair because the frame rate drops were so bad. And uh, when it finally did catch up to me, though, I died fairly quickly because I was doing what you see on the screen here, fighting some shark hunters, and yeah, they killed me because I froze in midair and then ended up uh, dying. So yeah, it is what it is. And then there are the occasional game crashes, which for some people, myself included, if you were playing and your game crashed, you could go from a level 20 shark down to a level 10 shark once you booted your game back up. It did not save your progress appropriately. So much so that sometimes your file was corrupted completely and you had to start over. That happened to me. That's why it took so long to get this review out, because it happened to me and I had issues with that. There are occasional clipping issues. Now, like I said, a lot of these have been fixed via the patch. The save issue is one of them. The frame rates are one of them. The crashing is one of them. And one of the other big issues was that Xbox Series X players, or Xbox One X, whatever, the Xbox One players, the other side of the console people, they were having problems with their consoles overheating. PC players were having different difficulties as well. So, that was a big problem. People couldn't finish the game because they kept crashing or their save files got corrupted or whatever. So they were having issues with that. It did happen to me. But since then, Tripwire Interactive has said that they have rolled out this patch and fixed a lot of the clipping issues and the environmental issues and the overheating and the frame rates and all that stuff. So the good news is that I've actually played it since then and noticed that is the case. It has been fixed, a lot of these bugs. But the clipping issue, I don't know. I haven't noticed it, but there was one instance where a great white shark was attacking me, and he actually got stuck in one of the scenery, so I actually just jumped down on him until he died. And then, of course, a few minutes later, I got stuck in the scenery, and an orca came and bit my head off. So, that was a real frustrating part for me. But since the patch, I have not noticed that as much. There was a glitch also, and this has been addressed as well, where I was going for collectibles like landmarks and things, and I couldn't actually achieve that because either the interactable object that you use for those was gone, or when you did hit it or get it, it didn't actually give you credit for it, so it didn't count. So that was an issue as well. But some of those issues, a lot of those issues have been addressed, or if they have not been completely addressed, they're still working on some of them. But a lot of them have been addressed in the last patch, so you may not have the same problems that I have. There are no assignable buttons to controllers. If you're playing on console at all, you cannot assign different buttons to different commands. So you can't pre-assign your buttons. You have to go with one of 4 preset control schemes. That is a big problem for someone like me. So what I recommend is, if you're playing on console, if you have a SCUF where you can assign the different buttons to whatever you want them to be, then or a FPS dominator like I do, you can at least on an FPS dominator assign 2 different buttons to the paddles that you have. So that might be an option for you. Otherwise, you might have to play on PC, because PC does allow you to assign button commands or keys to certain commands. So if you have disability issues and you can play on PC, that might be the better option for you to be able to play easier. So that's just a thought that I have for you. Other than that, guys, I mean, this game really is a lot of fun to play. It's rough around the edges, and yes, it can get a little repetitive from the standpoint that the gameplay loop is eat, people, eat fish, grow your shark, evolve your shark, do it again until the end of the story, and until you've collected everything or done all the side quests. But I have to say though, there is no end to the creative ways in which you can attack people or uh, you know or see what you can manage to do. At one point in time, I flipped the boat over. I grabbed a guy that flipped out of the boat while breaching the water. I went down to the bottom. I drowned the guy and then chomped him. I mean, but there's just different ways you can do it, and to me, it never got old. It did get frustrating from time to time because of the difficulty spikes in the game, but I never got bored with the game. I never got upset with the game for not being fun. I got upset with the game because of the mechanical and glitches and the mechanical aspect of it. You know, the controls and the missing lock-on system and things like that. I got upset because of that, but it didn't ever stop being fun for me. There are rumors from Tripwire themselves, so I guess it's not rumors, it's just things that they haven't done yet. They want to do DLC for this game, and they're planning on doing it as long as. So they're planning on doing DLC, so that could be something for the future. They want to try to do different things, like maybe give you different shark skins, maybe make you a great white shark, maybe make you a bigger shark like a megalodon or something like that. Have different areas to go into, add to the story, something. So there's more down the line, hopefully, for this game. It's $40, so is it worth $40? Yeah, I think so. I think you'll get about, depending on your skill level, you might go anywhere from 10 to 25 hours, which I think is reasonable. There's plenty of room to explore. There's seven different environments, and they're all unique, with their unique predators and unique environments and things like that. So I think if you go around and you collect all the collectibles and you do all the side content as well as the main story, I think you'll enjoy at least 25 hours worth of content. Unless you just want to marathon it, and then who knows, 15 hours. But I think for the price that they put it out at, $40, and I think for what is here right now, that you'll enjoy it. But again, if you're not into just being a mindless, crazy killing machine, then you may not want to pick up this game. I guess it all just depends on your sensibilities as far as humor and the dark aspects of the story at times, to whether or not you want to just chow down on people and fish and things like that. But I enjoyed it. I think it's worth your time. But of course, that'll be up to you guys to decide. You can pick it up on PS4 on your PSN store. You can pick it up on Xbox One, and you can pick it up on PC in the Epic store, personally, at least for the next year, I think. And then Switch users, if you are a Switch player, you will be getting access to this game later on this year. So it will be coming to the Switch. It's just not out quite yet. Whenever we get a Switch date, I will certainly let you guys know. Don't forget, you can follow me on Facebook.com/VirtualNunchucks, over on Twitch.tv/VirtualNunchucks, and of course, Facebook.com/VirtualNunchucks. If you did enjoy the video, please consider subscribing and hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever content hits the channel. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day, and we will see you soon. Alright, guys. Bye.